LeBron James is in Philly? It is officially Luka Doncic's team. Armed with Walker Kessler and Austin Reaves, can Rob Pelinka fix the front court and lead this new Lakers dynasty to NBA glory?
You're watching HQ Spotlight. It was a crazy offseason in the NBA, headlined by the fact that LeBron James is no longer a Laker. So with the King in Philly, this is what the Lakers' projected starting five happens to look like. It's Luka's team. We got Luka at the 1, Austin Reaves also in there, obviously, who got a huge payday this offseason. Walker Kessler at the 5. The Lakers, by the way, 55-1 to win it all. So we are going to hone in on how to fix this starting five if the Lakers do want to make a deep run in the playoffs, especially when the West is very, very loaded. So let's bring in our NBA analyst, John Gonzalez. John, you're giving us 3 ways to fix this Lakers starting lineup. We're starting with priority number 1. What should that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty telling and interesting, Jacqueline, that we're in the middle of August. Teams have made all these moves. We're still, a month and change from training camp starting, and we're already trying to fix the Lakers. And this is something that Rob Pelinka identified last year, where he said, okay, that starting 5 with the big 3 of Luka and Austin Reaves and LeBron James, really good starting 3, right? But then beyond that, Deandre Ayton not getting it done, Rui Hachimura not getting it done, Marcus Smart not getting it done. So they got to move all those guys on, and they bring in Walker Kessler, who they paid an exorbitant price for, and Quentin Grimes, who they paid not an insignificant amount for, and they bring in Collin Sexton, and they draft Cameron Carr, and still we're trying to fix this lineup. So when I look at it, if you're looking at the starting 5, Luka and Austin Reaves and Walker Kessler, and I guess Quentin Grimes are locks, right? So right there, if we're going to identify the number 1 problem with that, power forward. Who are you going to start at power forward? We had up on that graphic Jake LaRavia. Don't love that, Jacqueline. I mean, he's really a rotation player. I'd much rather have him coming off the bench. They also added Sandro Mamukelashvili. I like him a lot. He could potentially be the power forward, but also he's sort of like a tweener. You could use him as a backup big for Kessler. So really finding somebody there for power forward would do them wonders. I'm looking at somebody like a PJ Washington. For Dallas, I suspect that Dallas that has this glut of front court players, they're going to want to unplug some of them, a Daniel Gafford, a PJ Washington. Somebody like that would look really good for the Lakers. Ironically, while we're talking about that front court issue, though, Jacqueline, if you were looking at a backup big for Walker Kessler, somebody like, I don't know, just spitballing here, a Deandre Ayton as a backup center would really do wonders, because then all of a sudden, as I mentioned, Mamukelashvili could be your tweener between power forward and center. So he would really help them out big time. But unfortunately, he's already moved on. So that's just one of many issues, but I would start with power.
Speaking of things that are on hold, Lakers Governor Jeanie Buss is contesting her siblings' vote to sell the family's remaining share of the Lakers. This according to a letter from her lawyer that ESPN obtained. Shams reported earlier Monday the Buss family voted to sell their remaining shares to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger at the same valuation that those guys bought the team from Mark Walter from last week. And so all of this leaves the most significant team in the sport in some semblance of limbo. And I'll remind everyone, as Ramona Shelburne rejoins us, who covers this as closely as anyone, this is incredibly important because it will determine who makes the actual basketball decisions, right? Ramona, the money is one thing. The fans don't care as much about that. But who makes the decisions there? That's what's at stake here.
You're exactly right. The team is going to Slovenia this week to hang out at Luka Doncic in his hometown, right? And the team is set. I mean, they're all locked in on their contracts, but who's going to be the coach? Who's going to be the general manager? That's up to the controlling owner. And right now that's in some dispute. I mean, in the sale to Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. Bob Iger's on the record with the California Post saying, we intend to honor the agreement that Jeanie had with Mark Walter, that she would stay as the controlling owner for another 4 years. But there was a hedge in there, which was if something changes, then it changes. This would constitute a big change, obviously, but this is still in dispute, and I'm not sure quite how it resolves yet, because we've got Jeanie Buss contesting this, saying the trust doesn't have the right to make the sale, or to do a sale, or to invoke these tag-alongs.
So this is important stuff here. There's a whole new audience joining us from the last time we spoke. So let's put this in as plain English as we can. The rest of her siblings want to sell. She sent them a letter through her lawyer saying, wait a minute, I need to agree to this, and I haven't. I'm not agreeing to this. None of this has gone to court yet, and ultimately, that's where this stuff usually gets decided, which means we could be looking at a long time before a resolution to this comes.
That's a great summary. The 5 of the 6 voted to sell on Monday morning. That's what Shams reported, and they believe they have the right to sell because of what are called tag-along provisions, which was part of the original sale to Mark Walter, saying if Mark Walter ever sold his shares, they could tag along to that that sale at the same valuation.
When LeBron James officially closed the book on his historic Los Angeles chapter to join the Philadelphia 76ers, the balance of power across the National Basketball Association experienced a seismic, irreversible shift. For the first time in nearly a decade, the purple and gold franchise belongs solely and indisputably to a new maestro, Slovenian basketball prodigy Luka Doncic, handed the keys to the most celebrated organization in professional sports. The 27-year-old generational superstar now finds himself standing at the absolute center of a franchise undergoing a total transformation on and off the court. General manager Rob Pelinka spent the offseason executing a ruthless, calculated roster overhaul, recognizing that last season's supporting cast lacked the defensive intensity and athletic mobility required to maximize Luka's transcendent vision. Los Angeles parted ways with Deandre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, and Marcus Smart. In their place, Pelinka orchestrated aggressive moves to acquire elite rim protector Walker Kessler, perimeter lockdown specialist Quentin Grimes, and dynamic scoring guard Collin Sexton, with Doncic orchestrating tempo at point guard, Austin Reaves thriving as a versatile secondary creator, and Kessler anchoring the paint as a formidable shot-blocking deterrent. The foundational spine of the modern Lakers is firmly locked in place. However, as NBA analysts across HQ Spotlight have quickly identified, the quest to build a legitimate championship contender in a loaded Western Conference hinges on solving the power forward dilemma. Relying on rotation wing, Jake LaRavia leaves Los Angeles physically outmatched against bruising front courts, while skilled big man Sandro Mamukelashvili serves best as an energetic, multi-positional weapon off the bench. To truly unleash Doncic's pick-and-roll wizardry, league insiders suggest pursuing an athletic rim running forward like P.J. Washington or Daniel Gafford, adding a physical lob threat, interior muscle, and switchable defender would provide the missing ingredient necessary to elevate this starting 5 into an unstoppable offensive juggernaut. Yet while the coaching staff focuses on on-court chemistry, an unprecedented boardroom civil war has erupted at the highest levels of the organization. Controlling Governor Jeanie Buss is currently engaged in a high-stakes legal battle against 5 of her own siblings, who voted to sell their remaining ownership shares to billionaire titans Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. Armed with a landmark 2017 court order, Jeanie is fiercely fighting to protect her controlling authority for the next 4 years, leaving the future governance of the franchise in dramatic legal limbo. Despite the corporate turbulence unfolding in Los Angeles, the Lakers front office made their ultimate priority unmistakable by flying directly to Slovenia to visit Doncic in his hometown. The message to the basketball world was crystal clear through ownership battles, roster reshuffles, and superstar departures. Luka Doncic remains the untouchable centerpiece of the Lakers' empire. In a ruthless Western Conference featuring reigning champions, perennial powerhouses, and rising contenders like Oklahoma City, Denver, and Minnesota, Doncic possesses the rare, clutch genius to dismantle any defense on the planet. With a modernized starting lineup, elite interior rim protection, and a transcendent playmaker entering the absolute prime of his career, the Los Angeles Lakers are primed to shock the basketball universe. Surrounded by dedicated shooters and an energized fan base hungry for glory, Luka Doncic has the extraordinary talent to rise above boardroom chaos and lead the Los Angeles Lakers back to the pinnacle of NBA supremacy.
Thank you for watching Sport Current.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video to support the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NFL and WNBA news, breaking stories, game updates, trades, and the biggest moments in American sports. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you in the next video, right here on Sport Current.